Welcome to the Jamestown Lunar Outpost construction project. So first of all, we launched this giant Achilles rocket, and that's our first module for our Jamestown lunar base. And we go for translunar injection, and then we approach the low lunar orbit. Another module is coming up simultaneously, by the way, and this module also contains a fuel tanks to power up our base. We do a landing burn, and we do get to land in the southernmost part of the moon, where there's water ice. So we do get to do a landing burn, and then we use wheels in order to dock to our previous module. And after that, we turn into our lunar base, lunar station, which is named after Lunar Gateway. We send a cargo ship and to refuel the lunar station in order for the astronauts to stay before they descend into the moon. As you can see, they use a reusable lander, and that reusable lander also has the drills in order to produce hydrogen from water ice, and obviously in the south pole of the moon. And we also got this really cool lunar rover that is pre-staged, obviously. And this lunar rover, what it does is it transports the astronauts from point A to point B. And later part, I'll show you how this lander has reached the moon all the way from Earth. And look at that guy, he found water in there, so doing some science. They also got to visit the old unmanned lander, and here we go. This is another launch from Cape Canaveral, and then this contains a second rover for the moon mission. And this rover obviously has that little ski jump thing, which is for that slope is really for this obviously for the rover to move away from the lander. It obviously landed, and here's a view from the lander of the base. And yeah, an astronaut goes there and basically delivers the rover all the way to the base. And this is a dataless rocket that's containing a very special satellite called Perspective, and which is really like a lunar reconnaissance orbiter. This is the biggest rocket I've ever created, KSP, which contains another module for our lunar base. And this lunar base module contains a cupola, and it also descends all the way to the moon, doing landing burn. And then yep, this is a really nice view. And then it also has wheels, so it basically uses the wheels in order to get closer to our existing landing site. And then if we don't want to directly land over our existing base because it's going to blow up all the solar panel, but we can use wheels in order to actually move all the parts together robotically. And then here's a really nice view of the Achilles rocket. This is Daedalus 5 rocket. Daedalus 5 rocket contains a cargo ship, and this is for hydrogen fuel, obviously. And this lunar station always needs hydrogen fuel in order to make adjustments and corrections of its orbit, because lunar gravity is lower. It needs to make frequent corrections. This is how it was constructed. Basically, we're adding more solar panels to our lunar base. And and this is a Icarus spacecraft that is approaching the lunar base, and this is the launch of the lunar lander, the reusable lunar lander. And the Icarus spacecraft is stuck to it now. We're trying to return to the Earth, and there you go. And then undock, and then re-entry, and then parachutes coming up. And this is the secondary parachute that slows down the aircraft before her primary parachutes deploy, and the primary one's deployed. And then we also got to test the reusable system, just like the Blue Origin and SpaceX, for our Daedalus rocket. And another lander has landed on the moon, and we also got the rover. This is a really nice view of the a person sitting on a rover over a Kerbal. Another view of the lunar base. Currently we have plans of adding a couple more modules, but we got a couple there. And then this is a cupola module that I'm gonna add to the lunar station. So same style as Apollo. We basically undock, we use the fairings to cover up the cupola module, and then we do that. This is the same, it's almost like Uri's 5, and then we basically dock the cupola module to our lunar base. We removed the rings from the lunar base because it just contained way too much mass. And then this is the biggest rocket, Achilles. I think it was Achilles 7 or something like that, but it basically is manned and is containing a cargo plus like the manned spacecraft with launch escape capability, which is great. Lots of engines, just like Starship, and obviously fairings have been deployed. And then this time we're adding a Canadarm to our lunar station, just like that. We've added the Canadarm, and this is a fighter jet I've developed. And using this fighter jet, you can kind of reach outer space, called the Kármán line, but just suborbital. Launch of another Daedalus mission, I think, and we're basically using those to carry more fuel to the lunar orbit. Here's a really nice view of the lunar base, the constructed lunar base, the Jamestown base. Another really nice view with the graphic mods installed now. Very, very cool. Love it. I'm looking forward to expanding it even further. And for now, let's call it a day.